Good afternoon. Hello. Hope you had a great long weekend. Hopefully you got a lot of doodling in as well. So let's get started with a quick warm-up. Our warm-up for today is a continuous line drawing. And what you want to do is grab a random object that you're going to look at. Let me zoom out here. I just grabbed these random scissors that I had close by. So grab any object that's kind of close to you. And you are going to do a continuous line drawing, which means once you put your pencil down, you cannot lift it until you finish drawing your whole thing. Okay? If you don't have an object, you can look at my scissors as well. Maybe I will open it a little bit to make it more complicated. Okay, so I'm gonna start at that point. I'm gonna go all the way around and end back at the same point. And I might take some detours along the way to get all the other lines in. Okay, so pretty simple. Pencil down, and it has to stay down until you draw the whole shape or the whole object. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can look at the outside shape first. And then on the second pass, you can add the other lines, so like this line here. If you have a shape like this that's in the middle, because it's a continuous line, you can just go outside your shape a little bit. Okay, continuous line drawings are really good to practice observing outlines, observing the outline shape. And again, don't lift your pencil once it's down. It's okay if your lines cross a little bit. Okay. Be curious to see what objects you picked. I'm just going over the shapes over and over again until I'm happy with it. Details like this, like the words, you can add it or you don't have to. I'll add like the hint of it. So there's like a little circle and then there's some wiggly text. Okay, so really quickly, it's a continuous line drawing. And if you've taken art classes before, you might have heard blind contour drawing or blind continuous line drawing. And that's when you don't look at what you're drawing, you just look straight ahead at like the person or object that you're drawing. But in this case, we are just doing a continuous line drawing so we can look and draw. Okay, that is the little warm-up. It's a good way to practice. Running out of paper in my clipboard. Okay, so today's doodle along, I thought I would doodle some monkeys and lambies because people often confuse my Lambie with a monkey. So I just want to show you how I draw monkeys and how they're different than my Lambies. Because they're pretty close, they start the same way. It's just a couple things that are different. So we'll start with Lambie, that you are all familiar with already. Start with the head, little body, some legs, and little nubby arms. And his ears come out this way and this way. Okay, so those are the basic shapes. I'm gonna go in and round the cheeks out a little bit more. And I'm gonna add a bow tie. So a bow tie is a circle and two triangular shapes. You can add a line in the middle to show like where it folds. Okay, and following this cheek line, I draw into the ear shape. And at the top, this part is a little bit thicker than this part down here. Same thing on the other side. And kind of like the ribbon, I put a little line to show that it's a little bit folded. Okay, and then that's the top of the head. And then the shape of the face, I draw a round shape and then it dips down a little bit in the middle and then continues on the other side. If it helps, you can do this dip first and then fill in this rounded part here. Okay. And so here are the arms. I'm just using my outlines a bit more now. And he's got little hoofs. Okay, and his nose is like a Y shape. And I draw the nose sometimes so I can kind of place the eyes evenly on either side. There's a little shiny spot for the eyes. Can make him smile. So that's Lambie. And a monkey would be very similar. So we're going to start with the head shape, kind of round, so it's really similar, almost the same. And actually I use the same face shape, so go ahead and draw that in too. Okay, and the body. So if I make most things the same, then you'll be able to see the differences more clearly. So I'll draw feet, and the arms. Okay, so my monkey ears, they're similar, but they're closer to the face. I guess they don't stick out as much as Lambie's ears. I guess they're more like human ears. They come really close to the side of the head. The other thing I do is I make his hair a little bit spikier. Okay, and monkey nose is kind of similar except for you're gonna do like two nostrils instead of like a Y shape. But the eyes can be the same. And some monkeys have long tails, so just to make it different, I give my monkey a tail. Okay, and his little toes. So you see how they're similar basic shapes, but they're obviously different animals. Here's a monkey. can give him like a different colored belly. Some cartoons do that. Up to you. You can give him a bow tie just like Lambie. Okay, so there's Lambie and Monkey. We'll do a couple more to show them maybe in different positions. So if you wanted to look at Lambie from the side, maybe I'll draw them looking at each other. So we'll start with the basic shape. And the body. So it's still the same kind of basic shapes, but this is more circular because his face is less wide from the side. And because it's looking at the side, you'll only see one foot, one leg. You'll see one arm. I'm going to draw his arm maybe behind his back. Maybe I'll puff out his belly a little bit. So hat behind his back. His bow tie is here. So if you imagine you're looking at a bow tie from the side, you'll probably only see that part of it. So we'll just draw that part as a little circle, oval. Okay, so this line of the face would just be like the front half. Front half of the ball here. And now that I can kind of see the face shape, I'm going to round up the bottom. Okay, and again, because you're looking at the side, you'll only see one eye. And his nose, you'll only see like this part of it. Maybe he's smiling. And his ear, let's draw like a C shape. And then a smaller C shape. Okay. Oh, and the hoof. And my Lambie doesn't have a tail. But I think sheep have like little stubby tails like that. If you want to draw a tail. And so that's Lambie from the side. So we'll draw the monkey looking at him as well. Draw roughly the same size. Okay. And arm behind the back again. So he has a bow tie too, so this time he's looking that way. So you'll see this part of his bow tie. And this face shape here will be like the front half. And this ear will look more human-like. And if you want to give him kind of a spiky hairdo. And you'll see this nostril. And he's got some toes. And he has his tail. Okay, so there's Lambie and the monkey looking at each other. Maybe I'll draw them kind of shaking hands. So I'm gonna have one hand outstretched and you shake opposite hands. I'm going to change this hand. So this hand's reaching forward. Maybe they're saying, nice to meet you. Another thing you can do, since you have these basic shapes, is you can give them costumes. So I'll just do a quick one with Lambie. Basic shapes, big head, small body. Draw lightly so you can erase your lines after. Maybe I'll draw him holding a basketball or something. So here's the basketball, and he can wear the jersey, shorts. So draw his face in here, his ears that come out of his head. And it'll be number 7 because that's my favorite number. Okay, and same thing. Nose is a Y shape. Eyes are circles. Okay. What do basketballs look like? I have a line, and it looks kind of like that. I don't know. I can't remember. I would have to look at a reference picture. Something like that. I'm sure you know what a basketball looks like more than I do. I don't often look at basketballs. But here's Lambie as a basketball player. You can quickly give him a costume. Same thing with the monkeys. Okay, and that leads me to my challenge for you for today if you feel like continuing to doodle. I would love to see you turn your monkeys and lambies into sports teams. So you can draw a sports event with a team of monkeys versus a team of lambies. What sport would it be? Would it be basketball? Would it be, I don't know, baseball? Maybe they're speed skating? Maybe they're playing hockey? How would you fit your costumes onto a character with a big head and small body? Why do you always play the same background music? Oh, just because it's there and it's free to use. So, just a little background noise so it's not completely silent. And sometimes there's a bird on my skylight that brings his food there to peck, so the music helps cut that out a little bit. Okay, so quick review, because I think I went pretty fast there. All we did was draw basic shapes. And these two characters have the same basic shapes, but a few details that were different. So the ears were different, the nose was a little bit different, and the feet were a little bit different. Okay? And then we drew the same characters from the side, looking like they're shaking hands. They're saying nice to meet you. Same thing, same basic shapes. Okay? But this time you only see one side of the features. And again, my challenge for you is to draw a team of monkeys versus a team of lambies in some sport event. And I'd love to see them if you want to share them on the group. I will leave you with the inspirational quote: "Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, but what you do consistently." So I hope you continue doodling a little bit every day, challenge yourself a little bit every day, and hopefully before long you'll see that you're improving and finding doodling even more fun. If you have any questions, you can write them in the comments. I will check them out, answer them if I can. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Bye!